Hey everyone, welcome back. So now that we have the sky mostly done, we are moving on to the mountain. And I will go through how I bring out the mountain, the highlights, the shadows, and all that. So again, go back to our channels. See, I have the ground optimized, the bridge optimized, the grass, just the mountain, just the water in the foreground, mountain optimized, that way it's got rid of the bridge and all that. So this is the mask we will mostly be using today. So that way I don't touch the bridge, I don't touch the water, don't touch the grass, don't do anything, but just strictly the mountains. And then we'll go through, be picking some of my luminosity masks, especially like the ones over here with the snow. So we want to go through like our lights. You can see that's almost perfect, how it's got just the snow involved, so that we can darken or lighten those areas. So let's go through and start working. We have the sky. Let's merge this down. Another one. There's our starting point. So let's make a copy of that. Okay, go to selection. And for me, I found I like to darken things first. I know I struggle if I try to use the brights first. It just doesn't seem to work for me. And so what I want to do, actually let's cancel this first. Let's go in and find the dark selection that I will need, that will kind of bring out the most of everything I'm trying to do. So let's go to, let's see, Darks 2. Darks 2 is not bad. Oh, I like the Darks 3 better. What else we have? Darks 4, that's a little too much. Oh, I like the Darks 3.5. So we'll stick with that. So we'll go to selection. What was I doing? Mountain optimized, not mountain. I forgot my mask that I need. Okay, let's cancel this so I can try and figure out which one I need. Mountain optimized. Okay, that's pretty easy. I should have, thought about that. Okay, so mountain optimized. Now we'll go select and then do the Darks 3.5. Intersect. So the one thing you have to watch is, let's hide the marching ants here, so Command H, is the trees. They will get much darker faster than everything else. So the way that we combat that is we can use our depth and come down from the top once our trees get as dark as we want them to. So let's just darken this. You can see our trees are already getting really dark, especially up here in the front. And then we can do, so let's go to depth, go to top to bottom. And we'll do, since we're only going from top of the mountain to here, then we can actually do the 3/4 one. So it's darkened from top to bottom. And then of course, every time you do this, the marching ants come back. I think that looks pretty good. So let's go ahead. Let's just do, because we do want to separate it from the sky as well. So we'll do a half here. So let's do something about like that. So let's merge all these down. Just keep clicking the merge button. Do one more, Command D to deselect. Okay, I'm liking that. Now, we also want to, I'm just trying to highlight just Crowfoot Mountain here. The mountains on the left and the right, they don't add anything to the image. So we want to kind of obscure those as best we can. So we'll go, let's see, so go back to Artisan Pro, select. Let's go back to the mountain optimized. Click OK. And then now, because we just want to darken everything. We don't care about the highlights or the shadows or anything like that. I just want to darken everything so that the entire mountain kind of disappears. So we'll go left to right, go strength of 1. So we won't do the small darken. So it's just a 1/4. But you can see it actually comes in a little farther than we want, but that is okay. We can deal with that. So we can basically just do this one at a time. Okay, so I'm liking that. Let's merge this down. Now, let's deselect this. Then we'll put a mask on. Now just with our brush. So this time, did I screw up again? I completely screwed up. Let's do this. Let's come back up to this one. There we go. That's what I need to do. Let's deselect. Okay, that time I can add my mask. Okay, click the mask, then click our brush, make sure we're big, black mask, make sure we're fully feathered, some opacity. Then you just kind of come in and brush this in a little bit. Just trying to make sure you don't highlight. I'm trying to point with my finger. That doesn't work. Make sure you try and stay away from the snow field because you don't want to bring that back. I'll make sure everything else, let's take a look at this. That looks much better. Okay, so now let's do the same thing from the other side. Do a merge copy, Command Shift Option E, makes a merge layer. I'll go back, Horizon Pro select, mountain optimized. Okay, then we want to do the other thing, right to left. So we'll go right to left. We're at strength of, let's do strength of 1. Then we want to darken. And like I said, just use the first, the quarter here. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's go one more. That looks better. Let's merge these down, but not too far. Gotta make sure we have something right to there. Then use that layer. Yep, that looks good. So let's deselect. Then we'll put a mask on. Then we can just, with our brush, just come in and brush this back in this way. Kind of being careful to stay away from too much on the other mountain here. So that looks pretty good. I did get a little bit in there, but that's fine. You don't even really notice. And one thing we can do too, let's drop the opacity way down to like 13%. Then with a big brush, just kind of come in and just kind of, just try and lighten up these trees here just a little bit so we maintain the detail. Make our brush smaller, kind of come in. And you can see on our mask here, see how it's just slowly turning gray. So that's what we're looking for. Let's go a little bit more opacity here. Just enough to bring in the tree detail. Okay, that's looking pretty good. So we have a little bit, let's change our mask to white and we'll just slowly brush in this area right there. That's looking pretty good. Okay, that is looking much better. So now let's go ahead and make a merge copy. Command Shift Option E. If you heard that, that was my phone. Okay, now I want to use the lights. So we'll go in here and let's find the mask that we want to use. Let's go lights 2.5, that's too dark. Lights 2, that actually looks pretty good. Lights 2, what else do we have here? Darks 2, lights 1.75. I think that has too much. So yeah, so let's just go with lights 2.5. Yeah, let's go with our lights 2. So let's go ahead and select Mountain Optimized. Click OK. Now go back up. Lights 2 copy. Intersect. Click OK. Now go back to our tools. Lighten. And just slowly start bringing this in. Now I'm not worried about over here, especially with these snow fields on each side, because we'll just do the same thing. We'll put a mask on and kind of brush in and kind of get rid of those. Let's go a little bit more strength just to really try and bring out the mountain here. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so let's deselect and then we'll go in. Then we will put a mask on, but I still want to leave my opacity fairly low. Let's go with a slightly bigger brush just because I want some of the detail, but not all of the detail. So now we can just kind of come in, what am I on, white? Oh, let's go to black, hit the X key, just brush this in just a little bit. Okay, that's one pass. Let's do another pass. Let's try that. I think that looks pretty good. Let's do the same thing over here. Do one pass over here, do another pass. That looks pretty good. Darken those down just a touch, maybe one more pass on each. Something like this. There we go. That looks much better. So now you can see we've gone from this, just basically a flat looking mountain, not a whole lot of detail, not a lot going on, to this. And now we're really starting to bring the image together. The sky is nice and separated from the mountain. The mountain has high contrast, high detail. And if we zoom in, just by using the luminosity mask, yes, I know, my edges. So that's an easy fix. That's the end of the image fix. So, but there's still stuff we can do to this, right? We can still highlight, brighten the highlights more if we need to. That's going to be done like once we finish the image. As if it doesn't quite look right, then we can brighten the highlights, darken the shadows a touch more, you know, do something like that. But I think I'll just leave the image here, and then next week's video, we'll work on the foreground, the bridge, the water, the bushes, and all that. So if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.